Indigenous rights experts, anti-pipeline advocates from the Wet'suwet'en, Secwepemc, and Tsleil-Waututh nations held a press conference calling for the stop to 2 pipelines. They say a recent letter from the United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, or CERD, confirms the Trans Mountain and Coastal GasLink pipelines are in violation of international laws by not obtaining proper consent. The CERD letter also calls for negotiation between parties and an investigation of the RCMP actions against protesters. Slato, Molly Wickham, spokesperson of the Gidimt'en Access Point, says the construction of the Coastal GasLink pipeline and RCMP arrests in the Wet'suwet'en territory are a violation of their rights.
When I read the 3rd letter from CERD, I felt overwhelmed by the recognition that our experiences are a violation of international human rights and Indigenous rights. The construction of the Coastal GasLink pipeline project and the RCMP's treatment of me and other land offenders is a violation of our humanity as Indigenous people.
The Coastal GasLink pipeline has been a controversial project in northern BC. According to the pipeline builder, CGL, the 670-kilometer natural gas pipeline has consent from the 20 First Nation band councils along the route. But Wet'suwet'en hereditary chiefs have remained opposed to it running through their territory. This conflict has led to RCMP raids and arrests for 3 consecutive years. In Secwepemc territory, Canada House Manuel, spokesperson from the Tiny House Warriors, opposes the Trans Mountain pipeline. She says they expressed their concerns in Canada, but now they're voicing them internationally.
To express the human rights violations that are happening in Canada, and these other international institutions are recognizing that human rights are being violated here in Canada, and insurance companies are starting to walk away from this project, financiers, etc.
The Tiny House Warriors built tiny homes along the Trans Mountain pipeline route. In 2018, the Canadian government purchased the pipeline from Kinder Morgan after they wanted out of the project due to environmental opposition. According to the Trans Mountain Pipeline Corporation, Canada approved the pipeline expansion in 2019. The pipeline runs between Alberta and BC, transporting about 300,000 barrels of oil per day, but the expansion would allow 890,000 barrels per day. According to Manuel, confrontations with the RCMP's Community Industry Response Group remain ongoing on the pipeline route. Judy Wilson of the Union of BC Indian Chiefs said since Canada owns the Trans Mountain project, they must stop the pipeline.
And since Canada owns the Trans Mountain pipeline, these human rights obligations apply to those states. And Canada must stop the construction because they're further violating those human rights obligations.
We contacted the Canadian government, but did not hear back before airtime. Lee Wilson, APTN National News, Kitimat.